I'm going to be telling you why the Los Angeles Lakers just set themselves up for the next decade after last night's move. We're going to be looking at the Los Angeles Lakers and Dallas Mavericks trade, where it's going to be sending Luka Doncic, Max Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Dallas Mavericks are going to receive Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a 2029 Lakers first-round pick. Meanwhile, the Jazz are going to receive Jalen Hood-Schifino, a 2025 Clippers second-round pick, and a 2025 Mavericks second-round pick. Now this, to my knowledge, is the biggest NBA trade in history. Specifically, not only for the Lakers and the Mavs, but I think for the entirety of the league, right? Like, I think you have to look back and think, I don't think there's been a trade that has captured two elite superstars at their respective positions, and just a trade that, one is groundbreaking in the sense that you have one player in Anthony Davis who is on the tail end of his career, a guy who is known to have injury issues and his toughness has been questioned. And then you have a young 25-year-old European superstar in Luka, who by all means is, is told that he's up next on the fact that he has the ability to just break down defenders, play at his own pace, and at the end of the day has a shot that no one can beat and a step back that is impossible to contest. I think it's really interesting from the Mavs perspective why they wanted to do it. Initial reports have said that it was, growing in the locker room, that people were just sick of him in terms of leadership. There's plenty of clips like that he doesn't take care of his body, like he's just, hookah, he's drinking a lot of beer, he's gained a lot of weight since his rookie year, noticeably. I think one report said that he was up to, 270 pounds, which is astonishing given the fact that I think Zion's around 280. But all that aside, you have a young superstar who the league has taken their hands around and said, we're going to, make sure that, you get all the brand deals and get everything that you need. It's crazy. And then besides that, you have a team, the Dallas Mavericks, who are shaped around Luka Doncic. You have Kyrie Irving, you have Derek Lively, you have a shooter in Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, all these guys that are, fit to be around Luka because he needs the ball in his hands. And you even force Kyrie to play off the ball, which, he doesn't necessarily like to do, but can, as he's shown with Bron. And so I know that Mark Cuban sold his shares of the team. I know that, Dallas is looking to win now, given the fact that they were in the finals last year. I just think, you're getting, Max Kleber. You're getting Max Christie and Anthony Davis. I think Christie's going to be a good player. I don't foresee him being like an all-star or anything. I think he's going to be a good six-man, or maybe, he eventually starts, but I don't see him, expanding past that role. I think Anthony Davis is the real question. Like, we saw what he did in the Olympics. Like, that was the best basketball I had seen from him since the bubble. His ability to play back-to-back nights, not take any days off, and really just, propel the team to the Olympic gold. I just don't see it from the Mavs perspective of, hey, this is going to work long term. You have Klay Thompson 34, you have Kyrie Irving over 30, you have Anthony Davis like 32, 31, and the big guys, the bigger they are, the harder it is to have a longer career. So I just don't see why they made that move, especially what they asked for in return, giving up Luka. They could have asked for a lot more. I'm surprised Austin Reeves wasn't in this. I'm surprised there's just a lot of talent, like Gabe Vincent maybe. I don't know. It just doesn't really make a lot of sense. And the fact that nobody had any idea about it between LeBron, Kyrie, Luka, Anthony Davis, like no one had idea. And so it's really, from the Mavs perspective, I hope it works out. I mean, they're having a decent season. Let's see if, AD, Kyrie, Clay, Lively, that big roster can, it's going to serve them well in the West, because they're going to be one of the biggest teams that they'll have, that they'll be playing against, if not the biggest. Like you play OKC, if you play the Grizzlies, you're going to have that size. It's just can guys stay healthy? I think that's going to be the biggest question. And if they can get a chip out of it, I mean, that's a success, because that was the end goal. But I think you really just have to think, like, are we really doing a service to our fans and our organization by making this colossal trade? My first answer is no. I don't think that's the move. They should have either consulted Luka, because he was due for the Supermax, and he's only 25 years old. If weight's an issue, he can easily drop that. Like, you get him a dietitian, you say, you have clauses in the contract saying if you're above this weight, we're going to fine you, I think there were ways to navigate around it. It was probably the owners trying to, make a statement saying this is a new ship, but that's just not what you do. On the Lakers side, it's huge, right? Because you have an aging LeBron who's 40 years old, and I think the Lakers in their head, Rob Pelinka was like, I know LeBron's got 1 or 2 more years left. Like, can we make a push? Maybe, but like after that, like, what's going to happen to the franchise? And I think it's interesting. It's key to note that the Lakers, once Kobe retired, they didn't have the next quote-unquote heir of the Lakers. There was a lot of bouncing around, a lot of draft picks, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, Jeremy Lin. Like, there's a lot of guys that were supposed to come in and, hopefully turn the franchise around. Like, they didn't make the playoffs until LeBron came. Like, that's a long ass time. And I think Rob Pelinka is a genius by going and swinging for the fences, because now at this point you don't have AD. It's all going to be centered around Luka moving forward. Like, I think this is a wash year, which is, you don't want to waste any time with LeBron's because he's playing at such an exceptional and elite level. But I think you have to, in the offseason, basically craft the team so where it fits Luka's needs and guys, that want to play with him, because, he's 25. He's about to sign the Supermax in the offseason to the Lakers. You need to have him all in and happy, and you need to have guys that can fit him. And I think, Luka fits LA. He's got a big personality. He's funny. I think he fits more of LA than Joker would if the Nuggets had made like a trade like that. Like, Joker, he needs to be in a mid-sized market in Denver, just off the fact that he doesn't like to be in the U.S. that often. I know Luka likes to be back in his home country, but I feel like he'll adjust well, given, LA is LA. And he plays well. Like, against the Clippers, he owns them. Like, he always, is a dog. So I think he'll fit in well. I think they're going to possibly get 2 to 3 championships out of Luka over the course of the next 10 years. I'm saying that right now. I truly believe that the Lakers have set themselves up for the next decade with their franchise with this move last night. Groundbreaking news. If you like what you're seeing, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. We'll be having more content like this, but now we're switching over to the NBA.